Today, we've got a really fascinating story for you. It's all about scientific discovery, where one single snake and a tiny, unwanted passenger, well, they revealed something brand new about the hidden world of parasites.
You know, it's something you see in science all the time. You're not always on the hunt for some world-changing event. Sometimes you just stumble upon something small, something that could be easily overlooked, and it completely shifts how we understand things. And that is exactly what went down in the Australian outback.
Out in the wild, life is a constant struggle. And it's not just about the obvious stuff, like finding food or avoiding becoming food. Nope, there's this other, often invisible battle being waged all the time, the fight against parasites. These tiny little organisms can have a huge impact on the health of entire ecosystems.
So, to really get why our story is such a big deal, we first need to appreciate just how much pressure parasites can put on wildlife. They are this constant draining force that can literally shape the destiny of a species.
And look, the attack from these guys is, well, it's comprehensive. This isn't just some minor annoyance. We're talking about things that decrease an animal's health, weaken its immune system, cause blood issues like anemia. They can even stunt its growth, mess with its behavior, and make it harder to reproduce. Seriously, they are a profound threat to an animal's survival.
All right, so how does all this connect back to our story? Well, let's meet the main character. We're heading out to the harsh, dry deserts of northern Australia to find a very special snake. Meet the Centralian Carpet Python. It's this beautiful, really hardy reptile that's figured out how to thrive in one of the toughest environments on the planet. And for scientists, this python was special. It was considered, well, pristine in a way. So here's the crucial point. According to all the scientific records, this particular species of python had never, ever been found with a parasite. Not a single one. It was a completely clean slate, an animal that seemed totally untouched by the parasitic pressures that affect so many others. That is, until 2004. Yeah, what seemed like just another day in the field was about to completely rewrite the rulebook for this python forever. An unexpected discovery was made, and it opened up a whole new can of worms. Okay, so picture this. It's March 2004, near Alice Springs. A Centralian carpet python is found, but when researchers take a closer look, they realize it's not alone. It's carrying passengers. 10, not just one, but 10 male ticks, all clinging to this one python. Now, for a species with absolutely no record of parasites, this wasn't just some weird anomaly, this was a huge deal, and it immediately raised a really important question. What exactly was this tiny creature? So let's meet the culprit. Figuring out the identity of this tiny guest was the next critical step in understanding what this discovery really, truly meant. And there it is. Under the microscope, researchers confirmed who the unwanted guest was, Amblyomma limbatum, or, as it's more commonly known, the reptile tick. And wow, as it turns out, this little tick is one heck of a survivor. I mean, this thing is perfectly built for the harsh Australian desert. It's incredibly resistant to drying out, which means it can just wait and wait for a long time for a host to wander by. And it's not picky about who that host is either. It feeds on all kinds of different reptiles, which makes it what scientists call a generalist. Okay, so let's break this down real quick. A specialist parasite, that's a picky eater. It might only feed on one or two types of animals. But a generalist? Oh, a generalist isn't choosy at all. It can survive on lots of different hosts, and that lets it become way more widespread and adaptable.
And that's exactly what our reptile tick is, a highly adaptable opportunist. Its ability to feed on so many different species is the secret to its success. And it's the key to why this discovery is so important.
Okay, so a tick was found on a python for the very first time. Big deal, right? Well, this is where the story gets so much bigger and a little more worrying.
You can think of it like this chain of risk. You've got a hardy generalist tick that survives in these tough climates and feeds on tons of different species. All of that makes it an incredibly effective vector, basically a shuttle for spreading disease. It can pick up germs from one reptile and potentially pass them on to many others.
I mean, this is a huge finding. It's the very first time any ectoparasite, that's a parasite that lives on the outside of its host, has ever been recorded on the Centralian carpet python. It means a species we once thought was isolated is now connected to this wider network of potential disease. It's like a door we all thought was locked shut is now suddenly wide open.
This discovery didn't really provide all the answers. Actually, it did what great science so often does. It just opened up a ton of new, really important questions that now need to be investigated.
The scientists who found this said it best. They said more research is needed to figure out what role these ticks might play. We know the tick is there now, so the next step is to figure out, so what? Could it be transmitting diseases? And what could that mean for the long-term survival of this really unique python population?
And that leaves us with this really powerful question. It's just a stark reminder of the delicate, interconnected web of life, where the absolute smallest of creatures can shape the destiny of the largest. This one tiny tick now represents a very, very big question mark for the future of an entire species.